crib. We're going to talk a little bit about bounty. But something I wanted to do towards the beginning of the show is I've seen a lot of posts regarding the fact that the armor doesn't work, the survival armor doesn't work, and somebody's TV is on. I'm not sure whose it is.
Mine.
Okay. That the survival armor doesn't work. Aussie and I did. Could you turn it down?
Yeah, I muted it.
Okay, it's something else then.
Not me, I'm on mute.
Okay. All right. That survival armor doesn't work. Aussie and I did some testing in the last raid by putting very different survival numbers out there. I used a single ship that didn't have armor. He used a whole fleet, but used a single ship to get all the stacking bonuses associated with them. And they were U3, had armor. We each took one salvo from the UAVs, and everything matched up with the survival numbers. So I've personally seen some issues. The more armor I've been adding to my Praetorians, the more damage I've taken. It's not a huge amount, but I should be seeing a reduction, not an increase in damage. Autoing the 129s, I started out the first week where I think I had 2 on the entire fleet of the new X armors, and then I had a few M armors and whatnot. Well, let me do the introductions first, and we'll get into the details later. From the top, Aussie.
Hello, everybody.
And Magic Mike.
Hello, pirates.
And Jeff / Kenny.
Hello, hello.
And Ben.
Hello, I'm back, motherfuckers.
And Lady Cat.
Hello.
So let's get moving with that. If you guys can start getting mobilized, it'll be a couple minutes to go through the details, but and it might be good. The reason I'm doing this experiment with Ben and Aussie, they're both going to hit the 129, is they both have the same specials and weapons. Aussie has one of the new X armors on each of his ships, and he has 2 of the D7Ms on 2 of the ships and 3 on the other?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Ben has no armor whatsoever. So we're going to have them each auto it. And let's go to the next slide, Lady Cat, to talk a little bit more about this. Okay. The 129 target has about, it's about 2 parts explosive, 1 part penetrative, or it might be 70-30. I think it looks a little bit more like 70-30. So 70% explosive, 30% penetrative. And one more click. Okay. This is the stacking survival for explosive on the top and missile on the bottom for basically their 2 ships. Ben has up to the 3rd column where it says Gallia system. So he'll have 180% survival, both explosive and missile, while Aussie has 258. That's a 43.4% increase in survivability over what Ben has for explosive. And then he has, I went with the lower number. He has 2 on some and 3 on the other. So I went with the 2. So he has about a 28% increase in his survivability to missile. So should we get started? Aussie, are you about ready?
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I've got the screen up there.
Just auto it and let us watch. No cruise.
Well, I've got the screen up there. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No cruise, right?
No cruise, no nothing.
Okay. So, yeah, just auto it and make sure when you come out.
To wait. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, wait through the pop-up screen so we can see what happens. So, not much to see here. We're more interested in the results because this is just the auto through it, and in theory, the autos should be somewhat identical between the two ships. Even though I've seen, when I've watched my own auto this target, I've seen a little variation in paths, and most of the time I didn't watch, so I didn't know, but I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that. So anybody else, how's their experience been with the FM targets and the Praetorians and whatnot? I mean, personally I do is I hit 120s during the day, and then at night I will hit auto a couple of 120 or 2 or 3 129s and put it to bed, and then repair. Let it repair overnight.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I got 2+ hours damage on this on target autoing, and I almost have full armor on everything.
Yeah.
Last time I autoed this, it went down the left-hand side.
Mine always seems to go to the right. Yeah, I've seen this. Well, I'm surprised it skipped both of those.
It followed the ships.
Yeah.
It followed the monoliths.
Hey, TSM.
As far as adding extra armor gives you more damage, this has not been strictly just Praetorian and FM. We've been having that problem for a while.
Yeah, it's not logical, is it?
Well, a lot of people are saying, and that's why we're testing it here. We haven't done this before. That's why we're putting it out here. It may show that Aussie is going to have a huge advantage over Ben because he has the armor on. We're not trying to prove one way or another. That's why we're putting this out there. And we're on it live. This isn't like we previously staged it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had done this test before. So this is brand new. You don't know how it's going to turn out.
No.
No, that's a good service. Yep.
Yeah.
One interesting data point I have is I completely armored up one of my ships, and the rest are still unarmored like before. It's got all the armor I wanted or I thought I needed, and it takes the same damage as the other 4.
I have noticed I have one ship with 3 of the ZX1s, the new ones, and 2 with the Ms. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Be like 2 hours. I think that's what it was last time.
Okay, so you took
I resisted 52%, took 17% explosive, and resisted 17, evaded 9, and took 5.
Okay. All right, and that's sort of it looks sort of similar to what was going on with mine before the show. So let's see what the damage number is.
Oh, 218. I think that's what I got last time. 218 is what I got last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 30 some seconds.
38 seconds.
38 seconds. Okay. Everybody keep that in your head.
218.30. What was it? 218.38. I'll write it down.
Okay.
That's right. I took a screenshot.
Okay.
That's
Ben, are you about good to go?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yeah. We're done with.
Done with me. Fine.
Yeah.
Let's go with you. Go.
Yeah. Ben, are you about ready?
Oh my.
Getting it right now.
Okay.
Screen share.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
And it would help if we probably went full screen, I think. You have it. Very good. There we go.
Once I click join, my hand is coming off the mouse.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And onto the beer can.
There you go. So in theory, based on what we've seen, Ben should be taking about 35% more damage. Based on these armor differences. Yeah, TSM. For the Praetorians for a while, people have been doing the 120s for instant and the 121s.
Yeah, but now we got 129s and 131s.
Yeah. The difference is the 120 and the 121 give you 600,000. The 129 gives you 7 million, and then the 131 gives you 10 million. So that's the reason people are even venturing into these, and also because the ask was 25 million per prize, and at one point we had to get 10 prizes plus all the other stuff. So
Yeah, 25 million for one piece of limited armor.
yeah, and which we're trying to figure out if it works at all. Yeah,
On an FM. Yeah, that's what we're testing. That's what they're testing. We don't know how this is going to turn out. So, yeah, that is a good question. Are the fleets identical? Go.
Everything's the same except he has armor and mine's naked.
yeah, and it is odd that they're taking. The only part that's worrisome, and I've noticed this as well, is they're taking different paths, and maybe that's. I don't know how to overcome that, because I felt like auto was the cleanest way to demonstrate it. It doesn't require, there's no chance for operator error when you do that.
Auto, even a caveman can do it.
Mm-hmm. So let's see, 2 hours and 18 minutes. So that's 120 plus 18. So 138 minutes. The expectation, I would think, would be that based on the survivability numbers, if I'm thinking about them correct at all, that is that you would have about 30% less armor hit points. So 30 to 35%. So the guess is that you would have 3 hours and 6 minutes if I use 35 as the increased number.
And we have to have the over/under bet.
I don't think he took 3 hours.
I think it's gonna be closer than it's supposed to be.
Okay. We have similar. We'll have to review this. He's 23% taken, so it shows that you took more explosive. Do you remember? Anybody remember what Aussie's was? I think it was 16, right?
He might not be on the panel right now. He got knocked off for a minute. So if you.
Oh, okay.
You might have to put him back on.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Do you remember what?
Yeah, I think it was 16. Yeah, I think it was
16 taken, and
I resisted 70, wasn't it? I think I should have snapshotted that.
Yeah, well, it could have been 70 because I think 70 is the total, and then we can review it later and figure this all out.
Okay.
We may not figure it all out during the show, but at least people see the live demonstration where we're getting the data from. So 8% evaded, 13 resisted, and 6%. That seems pretty similar.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I think I resisted 15 and I evaded 9, I think it was.
Okay. Let's see what the numbers work out to be.
2 hours.
You took a half an hour more.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's doing something. It's definitely doing something. So.
And hang on a minute.
So is it doing
when he goes back in his base, he doesn't have to show us. But see if number 5 took more damage, because number 5's taken more damage than the rest.
Yeah, mine takes significantly more on number 5.
Carlos says the evade 3 works well for that ship number 5 problem.
Yeah, and that's what I was sort of wondering as far as putting GS3 on my fifth ship.
Well, okay. So this proved that the armor might be doing something.
It's definitely doing something. It's not,
Okay.
at least in this one example, it's showing a significant difference.
Okay, but why? When you put armor on an unarmored ship, why did you take more damage?
They might have tweaked the target because I was consistently taking 2 hours, 22 minutes, like 8 times in a row.
Too, I was getting the same.
Yeah, and then I started putting armor on, and I started taking more. My only thought is, unbeknownst to some of the people at Kixeye, potentially the target was getting tweaked, and so people see the fact, oh, I'm taking more damage, and I'm putting more armor on, and a simultaneous track. Somebody at Kixeye might have been changing something in the target, might not have been directly damage related, might have been adding more armor onto some of these turrets, or changing something in the target that caused our damage to increase.
And how are we ever supposed to trust anything?
I don't know. Bring back data mining. That's the only yeah. But data mining didn't show that kind of stuff. So at least what we saw with one replicate, the armor is having an impact.
Matt has a good question.
Matt?
Chat.
Oh, okay. Do you bounce the armor left to right or to the side of it? Yeah, well, that could have been the issue. His going
leaning to the right. That makes it.
Yeah, I had all the armor on one side of the ship. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and Aussie puts his engine at the back while Ben puts it at the front. So there could be all sorts of issues associated with that.
The number 5 did take more damage, and it's about a third more damage than the rest of them.
All right, let's have. Hang on, I'm in my base. Number 5 took 43 minutes, 35 seconds. What did your number 5 take? And the rest took. Let's have a look. 28, 27, 27.52, 27.48. So around about 28 minutes on the other 3 ship. Oh, hang on, what's the flag? And the flag took 27.
Now, what I saw with the silverfish, it was the same thing that happened in ship number 5, taking more damage, and I kept putting armor on ship number 5.
27 would be
Did not
43.
get
So,
a reduction in repair time.
yeah, so number 5 took nearly twice as much damage. About three quarters. About three quarters more.
All mine took 32 minutes, the first 4, and number 5 took 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys don't have any sort of evade in there besides the penetrative sync drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm missing a ship. I've lost a ship. Oh, there it is.
I agree, Matt. Stranger things have happened. Just placement of a gun from the front to the back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but apart from the armors, our ships are identical.
Yes.
Yeah. And so at this point in time, I guess one issue is we're taking way too much, a lot of people say, and I am in agreement with them. We're taking way too much damage on the FM targets. Okay. Especially for the point ask that we had the last FM cycle, we were asked to get, 260, 270 million points. It was too much with all the other activities that were ongoing. And I think the hardest week was probably pillage, where a lot of people were using the Praetorians at the same time. That's one issue. But the armors don't appear, with one replicate, the armors don't appear to be adding damage. And I'll go back through them and probably talk about them on Wednesday as far as what these numbers look like, as far as try to figure out if they're working as we would expect them to. Is there some sort of logic in the whole thing? And they're working correctly. And I guess that's, I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts on what we saw?
No.
Sprints rule.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
you both have the same amount of sprints, so we didn't prove anything about sprints.
So it did do the 30 minutes difference that you expected, though.
I was expecting actually a larger difference, but I'm going to have to look at. I'm going to have to look
again,
at
they took
how they
different
might be
paths,
calculating that difference. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they took different paths, though. That could be another a difference in it.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah, it could be.
Wouldn't
I
be
don't know
much, I
how.
don't think.
I don't know how we would, besides doing lots of replicas. If you guys want to coin them back and people are willing to watch, we can do it again and see how different they are. But
We also could pile them up at the same location and then hit auto, so they're starting from exactly the same place. Because I don't think they start from the exact same place.
Yeah, they do.
Or they could let me run a test or run a show from the test server, and I could just keep on changing stuff until we figured out what's going on.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, that would be
Let's put the
either that, or they can give me like 10,000 gold, and I can just keep on refitting different armor combinations and see what happens. But
let's put the crib panel on the test server. Right. Yeah.
So,
do pigs and avionics ring a bell?
Aussie,
What?
Aussie, it's up to you if you want to do
No.
that. No?
No, I won't be calling him.
Okay.
Call him up for repairs.
okay.
All right.
Well, we can make the show last for 2 hours and 20 minutes, so you can run it again. So, all right. Do you want to go down to the bounty slide so everybody can talk about bounty? The other thing everybody should know is for all the ones that missed it, Shipwrecks is there we go. Shipwrecks,
back.
yes, is coming back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Kickside time. So those that and how many targets are on the map per world?
Not
Is it 4 or is it 6?
I think the most I've seen is 8.
something like 8.
Okay, because I remember looking when I swear it was like 4 or 6, which there's so there's one for like every 5 sectors.
Yeah,
it's.
I want to do the math later. I just want to make sure that the builds are not just the armor, or make sure only the armor is different. Are you both using the same sync drives, or what are you doing?
Well,
Okay. We'll say this once more.
exactly.
The builds are exactly the same, except for the armor.
Yeah. They were sort of created,
That's not. Wait, that was only part of the question. If you're using something that stacks and it's the stacking that's the question still stands. Which sync drive are you using? A sync drive or something else?
penetrative sync drive.
Okay, because they have survival, so that's going to figure into it.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the pen drive would that would count, but it's as I recall, it's what's the number?
1800.
1800?
Oh, I'm not sure.
1221.
1221. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to add that one in. So it would be about 10% to Ben's build and about 7% to the build that Aussie has, from what I can see. Because Aussie's well, no, because we're only looking at that. So yeah, like 10 and 7, so like a 3% difference between the two of them. But yeah, they both have pen sync drive on.
Yeah, I just wanted to figure out the stacking aspect because I guess since they both have the exact same one, it's harder. It's statistically impossible to do it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss about bounty?
Well, I'm participating. I didn't really want to, but I had to get the turret. I don't enjoy bounty.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed bounty because I haven't been able to keep up with the PvP side of things. So my hitting other bases is just not going to happen. I wish it could,
Bring
but
back kickside bases.
yeah, that's what they should do. If they're going to bring back
That's a better thing than shipwreck, I reckon.
shipwrecks. Even those were hard for me too, though. If you don't have the PvP fleets to do this, it's very difficult. A lot of the PvE players do not have those fleets.
Yeah,
So
and I think as we talked about it once, I think those are considered. They're considered by those are supposed to be the elite targets as far as the elite PvE base hitting targets. Those are supposed to be the elite ones. Like, how do you get to become elite? Pay more attention to it, I guess. But yeah,
Party like it's 1999.
yeah. I mean, that's what they're supposed to be. So, and the points payout is commensurate with that.
and that's fine. I understand that, but because they have the base defense turret in this event, it makes me feel like I have to do this event to try to keep my base current. I can't keep anything else current. But I'm trying to do my raid fleet and my whatever fleets I need for tours.
Are you doing something weird with your mic?
No, I just have a bad cold.
Okay, you keep
So
on
you're
fading.
out.
Yeah, you're fading in
that's
and
not
out.
my cold. All right,
Yeah.
well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and go on mute, or you can put me in the quiet room.
I see.
Put me in the quiet room.
No, I was just letting you know because it sounds like you're moving in one direction, your mic's moving in a different direction. I just wanted
Put you in the quiet room.
I'm
You're
not.
quiet.
yeah.
I'm not moving, but yeah, let somebody else on.
Well, no, nobody's popped in, so
Well, somebody
yeah,
pop in so I can pop out.
yeah.
Have you got tape on your microphone?
Yeah, that's Mike's trick.
Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna put myself on mute anyway. So
Okay.
that's
Why? We can't hear you anyway.
I love you too, Aussie. All right, I'll be on mute, but I'll be here.
Okay. All right. So nobody wants to talk about bounty. I guess I don't know. We could talk about the bounty prizes again, but we did that on the Wednesday show. I don't know if anybody wants to join. The link's in the right-hand side. I can jostle people in and out. I'll put it out there again because I'm not doing bounty, at least at this point. I might start up towards the end and get some points for either the Gorgon or the new corrosive tower or turret. So
Remember,
I just put mine in, but nobody's hit me yet.
okay.
I want to see.
Or if anybody has any requests on the right hand side, anything that they want Jeff to hit.
if you're gonna join bounty late like that, make sure you do. You have to do it.
48 hours beforehand.
Is it 48 now? I thought it was 24.
I was either
Yeah, I
24
think
or 48. I forget. Yeah, because I don't want that much, and I'm really over the short bubble times relative to the repair times in the base. It's just I just find it annoying and an aberration. So
Yeah.
So I don't know, or we can wind up after a half hour just talking about the FM.
I have an idea. If somebody wants to sacrifice their Conqueror fleet, I'm aiming right at the mouth of my base with it to see what it's going to do. Somebody could take a hit from this thing and see how much damage it does.
Does anybody in Alpha want to hit Jeff? I think is the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
I'm jumping.
Let's see. Somebody joined. Cuttlefish joined. Whoops. I need to kick some people out. Whoops. Add and move and add. Hey, Cuttlefish.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm pretty much done with the bounty, so that makes me happy. I found the Kixeye employee bases to be absolutely fantastic.
Yep, I agree.
I racked out about 100,000 during that time, and I had other things to do as well. But can we talk about the ship which everybody is worried about now? The subjugator.
Okay, go ahead.
Has anybody been hit by a 5U1 subjugator fleet yet?
Sank it.
You sank it? Oh, well,
Yep.
Well done. It ripped my base apart.
But that was before they did the nerf to the well, not really nerf, but fix the recoil suppressor. But then I wasn't running that turret anyways.
All right, well then, that upsets me because that means I have to redo my base, because obviously my base design is bad. Are you running any counters in your on your defense fleets?
Nope. No, I'm running 3 Gorgons, a Breacher, and a High Guard Warden.
What you got on your high guard then?
QX2 mortars.
Oh, okay.
2QX, whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I am going to do another 129, different player, different fleet. It's got some armors. And I got it on screen share.
You know, Jeff has to be here. Hefe has to be here. I mean,
Oh, I thought he was here.
to screen share. No, he's disappeared.
Well, we can at least see it.
No, we can't. Oh, in a little square maybe.
All right.
No.
I'll retreat and do it later.
No, I think he has to put it up there because you still got your slot up there.
Yeah, I'll just do it in a bit. What the fuck did I do? I'll do it when he gets back if we're still alive.
That's what we were talking about with StreamYards, if they'd put a moderator in here as well, so someone else can add people and do things if someone's away.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be too interested in doing that at the moment.
Yeah. All right. I got a question for people. Do you know if, say, the Haymaker drone TAC module, you put it on the U2 lurker, will it fire the drones? Will it send them out?
Who knows?
Yes, it will, and it is hilarious. As they just pop to the surface and drive off.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. I was able to sucker half Centaur into testing that with me. Because no one knew.
And that is an expensive thing to put on.
He didn't pay for it.
Well, yeah.
But Yeah. It is funny watching them pop up.
I wish I could integrate a lurker with that into my base guard, because a lot of these attacking ships don't have a lot of stun resist at the moment.
Right.
But with only 5 ships, competition is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Oh, wow.
did you guys never mind. Keep on going. I'm just trying to thinking out loud, but go ahead.
Well, now that you're back, once my game loads,
Yeah.
I'm on
Go ahead.
my alt account,
Okay.
and I was going to do a 129 on his. He has the same build,
Mm-hmm.
except for he has armor.
How much armor?
One boat's got 2 of the ZXM or Z1M or whatever it is.
ZX1.
The
Z-
explosive one. The
Yeah,
new,
ZX1. Yeah. One boat has 2, right? Okay.
and 2 of the D7Ms.
Okay. And that's just one boat, and the rest of them don't have any armor.
Another boat has 4 D7Ms.
Okay.
Another one has 2. And then the rest are armorless.
Okay. So you had 2 hours. This would show up somewhere between the two ships. So yeah.
And I'm willing to run that live if you want.
Sure, we can get another data point. It's just important for people to realize what the amount of armor it has relative to what Aussie was running earlier, and what you know, because it sounds like less across the fleet. You have 2 of the new explosives and 6 of the
8 of the
missile.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was running 5 of the X, and if I remember correctly, 2, 4, 9, 13 of the M's. So it's a significant difference. It's sort of almost halfway in between it. So it was 218 versus 248. So we would expect 235, 238. So
You ready?
yeah, you go ahead. And people, we're just autoing. So anybody that's on, feel free to talk. So, it's not something entertaining enough. We're only really interested in the results, but it's good to see them play out live in front of us.
Yeah. And it's pure auto. Just like last time, hit from the same angle too.
Well, you always
enter at the same spot, so it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, unless there is a slight variation, that's why we keep on taking different paths each time. I don't know.
Tinfoil hat for me.
Okay.
That subject.
You always like to, enter from the back.
Yes.
Okay.
See, this is where mine started chasing the ships. So he's chasing the ships.
I may get in trouble.
Well, she can blame it on me. So.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's chasing the ships this time.
Yeah. So is it just the mere timing of how quickly
he turned around?
Yeah.
They turned around then.
And this one almost looks like it's taking, I don't know. It almost looks like it's taking damage faster than your fleet, Ben. But we'll see.
I know. And it's the same exact build, except it has the armors.
Yeah, this all could come down to just differential pathing on auto, which I know if if George was listening, he would have a huge issue with that. Things aren't autoing the same as target to target, so they need to work on that. That used to be one of his big bugaboos, Father George. So,
this has already taken more damage than.
yeah, that's what I was sort of. Yeah, it looked like it was taken at a higher rate, but maybe Aussie is just better at autoing than you are, Ben. You want to fess up to that fact?
Sure.
I'm just kidding, but yeah, because the good thing is to see more replicates of the same thing.
Oh, I know why they went in different directions.
Why?
Well, I'm in Australia. He's in America.
Yeah,
The water goes in different directions.
that
It's
is
the
highly
tide.
possible.
It's the tide in the game. So,
Yeah, the Coriolis. Why can't I pronounce that word? Coriolis effect. There we go.
has to be that. Ooh, that's a lot.
40 resisted, 19% taken, which yours was, I don't know. I should have been screenshotting all these.
Yeah, I should have done that too.
And then the penetrative that's very similar on both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, on all three of them.
That evaded 9. My evaded 9 last time and took 6.
Yeah. So the penetrative appears to be pretty consistent on this target. It almost feels like damage you need to take.
Ooh, you shaved a little off.
Yeah, a minute.
About a minute and a half.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Before you do this, scroll over each one of the ships so we can see the armors. Okay, no armor on that one. No armor on that one.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 3 in the fleet.
Okay, 2 M armors.
But you
4 M armors.
see my point. They're all equally damaged, even though they all have different armor on them.
Well, let's go back to the base of this one
Just
and see if the 5th one is taking more. Because this
they all look pretty even, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just curious where the 5th ship is. If the one with the 4 M's was the 5th ship,
or the one with the 2 X's.
I think the one with the 4 M's was the 5th ship, but
the 4M is the 4th ship.
The
5th ship had the 2M and 2X.
Okay. All right. This is 43 minutes into the show because I'm going to send this to some people at Kickside because the difference between Aussie and Ben told us a story that I think Kickside would like. This tells a different story. That the fact that you put those armors on and you're seeing really no difference in damage.
And the good thing was that the path that these ones took was the same as what his other ones took.
Yeah, because he's in the US.
Yeah. Right. So you can see my comparison there where it could be slightly mine went a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt it, but who knows? So
I know how the fleet's set in here, so I'm gonna take some out to figure out the repair time.
yeah, we're gonna need to.
Yeah. But yeah, they look pretty even. But yeah, you have most of the armor on the back 2 ships.
35.
Yeah. 35 and change on that one.
Yeah.
That was the flag.
Yeah. And mine was 26.
Yeah.
Yours doesn't have any armor though on that one. So.
Right. There is one difference in our fleet.
Now, which one was in the number 5 position?
I was the number 3 ship here.
That should be that 3rd one along. I would say.
31 minutes. And that's with 2 of the M armors. So 4 minutes less than the flag with no armor.
And I have
Yeah, but
three.
the flag always takes less damage no matter what.
I put
What's
three
the-
M's on my flag and it
long.
took the same damage.
No, the third one. Oh, okay.
This would have been the fourth ship, which
Again,
more
31.
armors, but same repair time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Would you mind reassembling that fleet the same way you had it, i.e., put the fifth ship back in the same spot,
Yes.
throwing on a Sea Serpents, the good one, and throwing it back in and seeing if that makes a difference on the number 5 ship.
Would you rather see it on this one or the one with no armor?
We didn't see what the time was on that one.
It was 31 minutes. This one,
Yes. Yeah, that one. The 38782344.
Cuttlefish, would you rather see it on this fleet that's mismatched in armor, or would you rather see it on Ben's original fleet that has no armor and they're all the same, and see the impact of the impact of the damage on the fifth ship using the evade crew?
On Ben's.
What?
You're right. On Ben's.
Yeah. Ben, if you're up for it, that would be.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop screen sharing so I can switch to my account.
Yeah. You know.
And then I'll.
Yeah, we're gonna get. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. See that.
We have other ways of getting your credit card information.
No. I just don't want to show everyone how big of a farm my base is.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Okay. No, I took you off screen share, and I'll put you back on when the time is appropriate. Because you were we're going back to the fleet that had 2 hours and 48 minutes on auto on the 129, but we're going to put on the 1-star Sea Serpents if you have that available.
I don't know if I have one, but I'll check.
Okay.
If not, I could try rolling for one.
Oh, we could do a whole show on that. Rolling for cruise. Yeah, that would. That's gonna get everybody, all up at our. I might start a Sunday night show where we all roll for cruise, and then we pop up when somebody has a cool crew. I'm just kidding. I'm just I don't know. I am so over the fact that they keep on telling us, oh yeah, we're gonna change the crew rolling. Yeah, it's gonna happen any minute now for the last year and a half, 2 years. I'm like, yeah,
coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon.
Well, why I'm doing this? See if BPNW's out.
Yeah, so if you had 2 hours 48 minutes before, and you had, if I remember correct, it was like you had about a little over 10. Was it? How much more damage was the fifth ship damage than the other ones? It was about 10 minutes, or was it more than that? It was 38 versus 45, or was it 12 minutes? Do you remember?
It was about 12 minutes.
Yeah, okay. 38 versus 45. So, yeah, so it was a 12-minute difference. Or 28 versus...
Compared to both fleets, is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah. I remember my number 5 ship was 45 minutes.
Okay.
On mine.
Yeah, on yours. And that's what we're trying to figure out, if how much of a difference the additional evade helps the fifth ship and everything in total. And I mean,
is he going to go with Sea Serpent? Is that what they were going to do?
Yeah, he's going to put Sea Serpent on it. Yeah.
And that last test I did with 2 of each armor on the ship, it saved about 10 minutes repair on ship number 5.
But it was still, on number 5, yeah.
Hey, I don't have to roll for one.
It's a good crew. You should always have a couple of those lying around.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard when you got 20 grease monkeys and 20 devils.
I hate you.
Sorry.
BP next week is up.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
Still in the show. What's going on?
Yeah, it's supposed to happen 45 minutes after the show's over. So,
Yeah, they must have got their clock wrong. Maybe their clock stopped.
yeah, you know.
Happy hour.
Yeah. Well, that's when they do the raid briefing, is right after happy hour. Yeah, let's throw in all these extra prizes. Let's bring it up to 450 prizes in the raid.
Yeah.
Let's see if Hefe will make slides of them. No, he doesn't.
And then don't forget, we'll add more prizes a half hour before the raid's over in Alpha.
Okay, we're going to get CM Diary on Monday. There's going to be 2 TLCs next week. And we're going to get the October Pillage. And the CM Diary is going to give us a calendar for October. There should be more of a rolling calendar, in my opinion. October features garrison assault targets. Another chance to earn points to get the Ironclaw Dragoon, Lancer Pack, and other great prizes. Briefing goes live by the end of the day. And Pillage starts on the 2nd. Or the 3rd in Australia.
But instead of going right, they got to go left.
Yeah. Coriolis effect. So, are you getting ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm sailing there, I'm going to do this. I ain't not far from it.
Okay.
And it blew. Well, there's another one right there. The one I was after blew up. All right. I'm there.
Okay, 1 second.
Come on, I'm wasting a crew here.
Yes, yeah. I only need you to hit it once. You got 45. You got an hour. So I'm going to put you on full screen. There we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Always.
And if you notice, I hit from the same angle just for my
Actually, that's where I hit mine from when I did mine.
Yes. My OCD
So,
reasons I do it.
Shouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah, hitting from the back. Whatever. All right. This is with the Sea Serpents crew on. And, oh, no. Okay. I thought they were going to split up there at the start.
Will they chase the monoliths or not?
Dun, 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 dun.
No.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of things in this target that even autoing, if it takes a slightly different path, because you saw he had the tortoise formation going there for a little while, sitting next to those mountains. And if he encountered those ships while in the tortoise formation, which requires 3 enemies, and the mountains are your enemies, everybody, he would have taken significantly less damage. So it is tricky as far as trying to get much out of auto in these targets if they are going to in fact take different paths.
Yeah. Well, so far this path looks like the one I've been taking.
Yeah, yeah, because you're from the northern hemisphere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, Aussie's always messed stuff up.
I wonder if a koala's driving.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
need to wash your hands.
It was the koala effect.
Yeah, you need to wash your hands. All right. I'm not sure we're going to see a damage reduction here. You were 248 last time with your fleet. It's going to be close.
And I'm really interested to see what the damage is on number 5.
Yeah.
See if that gets reduced.
I'm also interested in the total damage.
See if that evade crew actually did do anything. And see what the evade numbers are.
That's about the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's all getting divided by 5, so...
Evaded 16 instead of 9.
Yeah. So you evaded more penetrative. Yeah, your penetrative is less.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what the...
Yeah, I think he took 23.
Okay. So he went from 248 to 240, which is...
And it looked
noise, but... go back to your base. But yeah, it's even damage.
Yeah.
At this point. But you had no crew before.
right.
I mean, I don't know.
For 8 minutes.
Yeah, we don't prove that this is the best crew because, I mean, what would people consider the best crew? It would be the one that does the 19% building damage or, not the best easy crew, because I'm assuming that the siege crew with the 30 and 20, that's going to be the best one. But the best cheap crew.
Did you say the best sheep crew?
Cheap.
Best sheep crew, you'd have Mike there all the time. He'd be using them. Just try and get a reaction from him.
Didn't work, did it?
No.
Did you crash?
No. I just lag.
All those ships are identical, right? Number 5 through number 2.
And the lead.
And the lead.
All
Yeah. So 3-8. Oops, that was too quick for me.
what
I was just looking at the health numbers. But yeah. 385. It's 35 minutes. So it appeared to even it out, right? Because when you if you recall what the 5th ship was.
it was 45 minutes before.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it appears that all of it came off of the 5th ship.
Yeah.
So the recommendation that I would see out of this is potentially put Guidance Scrambler 3 on your 5th ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Number 5.
He's alive.
Yeah. 2 minutes longer than what number 4 was.
Yes, but 10 minutes shorter than what it was without the crew.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now if
What would you take off to put Guidance Scrambler on?
I don't know. Maybe make it. I don't know.
No,
If
everything on there.
If I was to lose one of the specials, I had to put Guidance Scrambler on.
Combustion 2? High overheads? Okay.
That's projectile speed. I don't really want to lose projectile speed.
No, I think combustion 2.
I don't want to lose projectile speed, I don't think.
The reload. The rocket reload.
Yeah. Maybe the reload, yeah.
I don't know. The rocket reload is pretty big.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but is that going to make a big difference over 5 ships if one ship hasn't got it?
Well, yeah, but if one ship doesn't have the splash, that's why I'm thinking combustion 2.
Combustion 2 gives flash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you lower your splash and a little bit of projectile speed, I don't know.
If I was, it would be the high yield warheads.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'd be losing a little bit of splash and projectile speed.
Hmm.
Building damage.
Yeah, but
What?
overall, I'm not losing as
I'm
much.
Once
I'm
we
not
start tinkering with Ship 5, though, with putting Guidance Scrambler 3 on there, why would we stop there?
I'm not in
And,
the I'm not
sorry,
in my sorry. I'm not in my game right now, but there is another special that none of y'all are thinking about. It has reload, um, projectile speed, and more explosive damage.
Do you know the name of it? Because it
That
sounds like Warhead Reloader, but doesn't have projectile speed.
All right, let me get into the game and be able to tell you what it is.
Yeah,
But
it sounds like
my
Warhead Reloader because I don't think there's one that has all three. But Warhead
no,
Reloader has rocket reload and explosive damage combined.
that might be the one, but
No, that's a thought of. It's thought of. I still have two on my fleet. I'm not sure if I'm loving it or not.
I actually tried the warhead reloader
Hmm.
on a couple ships. I went back to the cluster warhead 3.
well, reason being, my damage on my ships are like 842K, and that's the one I'm using.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that it comes up a lot as far as people look at the stat block and decide this is the best build because they see that attack damage number. And in so many ways, they should remove it and they should replace it with something else. Um, One example is like the Gorgons in PvP as a base guard. Um, trying to decide between the Medusa and the Ophidian. Um, Let me know if I'm screwing these two up, but Ophidian came out with the Gorgon, has a salvo of 4, does more damage than Medusa, and the Medusa has a weird range, but Medusa only has 2, a salvo of 2, so it does a lot more deflection damage.
Okay,
And then in this instance, what you're talking about is his reload is a couple 100% more. So that number is only per firing and the salvos with it. But if it's firing, 3 times as fast, that damage difference isn't getting broadcast to reality. It's an alpha hit. It's the first hit, but it's not. It doesn't really translate into damage per second or deflection damage. If you're talking PvP.
okay. What it is the warhead reloader I'm talking about,
Yeah.
but I'm also running explosive system 4 with it,
Hmm.
which gives me 36% projectile speed, but it brings in the spread at 20%, but splashes at 52%.
Yeah, yeah, it's fairly comparable to the combustion system. Combustion system provides more splash, but more spread as opposed to explosive system. Doesn't provide as much splash, but it controls the spread, and it really depends on the target and how things are spread out. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, how are you doing in the pillage targets? Out of curiosity.
Pillage targets.
The pillage garrison targets.
124, 126. Or one, yeah.
Um, I believe I had it down to the 124. I believe I was getting an hour and a half. The 126, think about an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
It could be. It could also be your weapon loadout. Because Ben, as I recall, the 124 you had instant repair on the map, and then the 126 it was instant repair on the dock.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't think those are the reasons. The difference between those couple of specials. I don't think that's the reason behind it. My guess is you probably only have a limited number of sprints on your ship.
I've got one each.
Yeah. Ben's running 3 per ship, so he has 15 across the fleet. So it's probably more the difference than the actual specials that you're running, is my thought.
Sprints rule.
Yeah. Keep on saying that, and I don't know why, besides projectile speed or they're fucking things up, but it's whatever. So do we have much else for the live show?
Something else you might think about? With these targets, you want the splash. You want the spread for your splash.
Okay.
Since they changed the splash mechanic.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, and also the way that the target is set up, because more splash is going to help you hit more targets. The decrease in more splash and more spread helps you hit more targets in one volley. But it's if you had one single turret sitting out there but by itself, decreasing your spread is much more helpful. But when they're grouping all these things together, just sitting there next to each other, the increase in spread shouldn't be considered a disadvantage to you. It's an advantage more. You're spreading the damage out a little bit, but it's not that bad.
Okay. I'm having a bad week anyways. I had a couple more minor strokes and got sent to the hospital. So really I'm not supposed to be on Battle Pirates, but well, what am I going to do sitting in the hospital room?
I don't know. But we wish you the best of luck on all that. I hope everything recover well.
Thank you.
hmm I don't know. Do we have much else for the live show? Cuttlefish, are you going to show us the correct way to auto?
No, unfortunately, all my fleets are currently dead. Because before the show, I'd been autoing 131s.
Okay, all right. I was, because we were trying to figure out who was the best at autoing, and if there was a difference between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Because that's one of the things I think Kickside now needs to consider. Since all their game designers have moved to the southern hemisphere, and there might be a little home cooking going on. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. Unless anybody has anything else for the live show,
Are you going to put the forum thing up or not?
I read it out loud earlier. Are you talking about BP next week?
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to seeing the slide, so.
Well, I read it out loud. Pillage, 2 TLCs, and
Something
Okay.
else.
and the CM Diary is
Briefing.
popping up next week. So, yeah.
Nothing too exciting there then.
No. There wasn't enough details. It will be good to see the calendar for the following month. See if they follow up because I'm not sure how players feel about shipwrecks one week and then bounty the following week. I'm sure some players love it. I don't think that's true for the entire player base, that they like to have 2 PvP events like that back to back. But maybe some people do, some people don't. I don't know. They can probably figure it out from the metrics.
On that, I feel they should split it. 1 week bounty, 1 week raid, 1 week shipwreck, the next week pillage. You know?
Well, what they were doing last month was, or last couple of months, was 1 week, 1 month shipwrecks, 1 month bounty.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have A back to back and B both in the same month, because I think it's for a longer show, but I think a lot of the community got changed as. There's different parts of the community. Some enjoy PvP, some enjoy PvE, and this happened for different reasons over time. And a lot of it was driven by what Kicksite did do and didn't do. So I don't know. I need to get a beer. So if you guys want to talk for 5 minutes, and then I can come back and we can talk about that. But why they created this monster? I feel we almost have 2 different communities. I'm willing to talk about it, but I need to go get a beer. But otherwise, we can shut it down.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on Wednesday, and hope you all have a good bounty. And I'm not sure that we've answered any questions about the armors in FM. At first, it appears that we'd answered everything, and now it appears that we've created a lot more questions in regards to the armor. But the thing that we did appear to learn was that
Sprints rule.
evade may not be the worst thing on your 5th ship. And I'm going to post a link in the right-hand side in case anybody would like to join the after show. And see you all on Wednesday.
Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.